Hey everybody, it's Modern Refugee. There's an old saying in the firearms world that goes something like, beware the person who has just one gun, because they're probably going to know how to use it. There's a certain amount of truth to that saying, and I actually tried to look up where that saying came from. Some attribute it to Wild Bill Hickok, others to the firearms trainer Clint Smith. But there's no real definitive answer where this comes from. So this is kind of my one gun video here. If I could only have one gun for SHTF, and this actually would be the first gun that I would grab if it all goes up tomorrow for kind of protecting the place and hunting if need be. And what it is this is an 870 12 gauge shotgun that I've had about 25 years. And of course, I've had 20 years to work the bugs out of it and stuff. And I've only had a couple of issues with this gun, which I'm going to get into it here. And I've actually kind of done a few modifications on this gun, and I'm going to share that with you. So this is kind of maybe a little bit beyond a beginner type video into a little bit more of an intermediate stuff that I've done to this firearm. But anyway, this is kind of what it looks like. I like a wood stock just for the simple reason is sometimes you might have to use your gun for a club, and I actually had to use this gun for a club once. When I took turkey hunting, shot a turkey and it didn't kill it, and I had to run the thing down and I had to dispatch it, and I had to dispatch it with a stock of this gun. So that's kind of why I like wood. I don't want to sound like a barbarian when I say that, but sometimes you got to use your gun as a club, and wood's going to treat you a little bit better, I think, than the synthetic. And I did break a synthetic stock on a Remington 870. It broke down inside, and it had to be replaced. There was no repairing it or whatnot. So I'm kind of a wood guy from now on. But as you can see here, it doesn't have a perfect finish on it anymore. That this gun's actually been used quite a bit. This barrel that's on here is actually a slug barrel that takes a modified choke tube. What I got in it, it's an interchangeable choke tube, so I can actually switch it if I want to. But I use a modified in here, and it's got rifled sights on it, so I can actually use Foster style slugs, which are good for actually deer, bear, home defense. I can shoot this particular gun with these slugs out 50-75 yards, still be fairly accurate with them, and make the gun have a little bit more range. And then of course buckshot. Buckshot, the tighter your pattern is on your buckshot, the more effective it's going to be and the more range you're going to get out of it. A lot of like riot guns and kind of some of your more combat type shotguns are going to have open cylinders in them, which means that the shot's going to spread just as soon as it leaves the barrel. Where if you have a choke in it, like this particular barrel here, it's going to hold that pattern of shot together, and it's going to make it more effective at longer distances. So anyway, that's kind of what that looks like. Now, one of the things that did fail on this gun, see if I can show you here, was the magazine follower. And that's what that little green piece is that's down inside the gun there. I actually replaced it with that a few years back when that one went on me. And I went with this bright colored one, so if I'm in a lower light situation and I need to flip the shotgun over, look, see if I got any ammunition in here, that green tells me that I need to put more shells in my shotgun. So that is the one thing that failed on this gun that I had to replace. And the other thing that failed was the magazine spring. And I actually keep a couple magazine springs around now because if you don't have pressure inside that magazine, it's not going to feed the shells into the gun as you're using it. And because this has a magazine extension on it, I have two different sizes, so I keep two different size springs with this particular gun. And that gets to the magazine extension. That long tube underneath the barrel is a magazine extension. When I decided that I was going to double duty this gun for both hunting and home defense, I decided I wanted to have some more ammunition capacity with this gun. So what I did was I installed this magazine extension. Now, that took this particular gun from the 5 rounds that it normally held from the factory, 4 in the magazine, 1 in the chamber, to 7 in the magazine and 1 in the chamber, so it actually increased the ammunition capacity of this gun by 3 rounds, which is a good thing. More bullets is always better than less bullets, or shells in this case. This particular gun, when it came new, had this barrel on it, and this is kind of a 28-inch vent rib. It's also got the interchangeable chokes that I showed you in the Slug Barrel. This one I have a full choke in, and full choke holds your tightest patterns, and what that is going to allow you to do is hunt bigger animals at longer distances. So if I want to shoot ducks, geese, turkey, I want to drive deer. Driving deer, you're shooting at basically a deer on a dead run at close range. This is the kind of barrel that I'm going to want to use on it. So it's real simple. All I have to do to change the barrels out is to unscrew this magazine extension, take the spring out, put in the shorter spring, put the longer barrel on, and put this cap right here on the place of where this magazine extension is. So I can actually, in just a few minutes, I can switch the configuration of this gun around to do whatever I need it to do. Another reason why I think a 12 gauge is so versatile, and if you only got to have one gun, it's probably the gun that you want to have. Another thing that I have on this gun is I have a single point sling, and I'm not a huge sling guy on shotguns because most people are going to have the gun on their shoulder and they're going to be walking along, and then something's going to jump up and they got to fumble around and get the gun off to shoot. I don't do that. If I'm in the field with a gun, I always try to have my shotgun in a low ready position so I can get a drop on whatever it is that I'm shooting at. And it's kind of the same principle with this home defense gun. But there are situations, I kind of did a trade-off in my mind. There are situations where you might have to set that gun down and do something with your hands. And so I decided, instead of just a basic sling on this, I wanted to go with a single point sling. And this is actually a sling made by Blackhawks called a Storm Sling, and it has what's called a mash hook on it. And actually what I attach this with is a single point sling attachment that is made by Midwest Industries, and it's actually made for this particular model, and this sling just hooks right in it. And then there's actually a piece of elastic here that will cover this whole thing up. Kind of looks like that. Keep that all covered. I'm going to show you here kind of how this goes on. So, something goes bump in the night, I can grab this, I can pick up my shotgun, I can take the sling, throw it over, and now the sling basically allows the gun to hang in the low ready position just like this. So then if I need it, I can come up, do what I got to do with it, but if I got to let go of it, it's still real close to where my hands are going to be. So that's kind of why I decided on a single point sling for this when I put this on back in the day. So that's kind of how I got this particular gun set up, and like I said, it can be configured a couple of different ways for a couple of different tasks, whatever I need this particular firearm to do. One more thing I want to quickly mention, I know I already mentioned the slugs and the buckshot, is some of the other shells that can be used. See, with rifles are kind of like golf clubs. There's a different one for every shot. Where a shotgun, you kind of change your ammunition depending on what you're using it for. So if you're going to be using for self-defense or big game, you're going to use the slugs or the buckshot. If you're going to be using it for small game hunting or medium-sized game hunting, you're going to be using shot shells like this. Now this like real short brass shell here. This is kind of a light load, target load. You would use this for skeet shooting for practice, for like shooting doves or rabbits. That's what you're going to use this kind of shell for. The higher brass shells, like this one right here, this would be more for like pheasants. And if it was steel shot, it would be for like ducks. Or if it was 3-inch, like a BB shot in steel, you'd use it for like Canadian geese. I live in a place where there's a lot of Canadian geese, so I keep stuff around because it's probably an animal that you could shoot SHTF to kind of provide a little bit of food, because we're kind of in the migration route here where I am. And then this right here, this is just a heavy turkey load. So basically, if you have a shotgun, you're just going to have a couple different types of ammunition with you, so you can just switch your ammunition and the choke tubes or the barrel on your gun. You can reconfigure it for whatever task you need that particular firearm to do. But that's kind of why I like the just one gun theory, the 12 gauge shotgun. And this particular shotgun in particular I really like. And it doesn't matter what shotgun it is. Brand is kind of immaterial to me as long as you can use it to the best of your ability. Doesn't matter whether it's a Remington, a Mossberg. If you got the bucks, you can buy a Benelli. They're all going to work for you. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to show everybody my kind of my take here on my just one gun. If I only had to have one, it would be that guy right there. So I'm going to let you guys take one more look at it here. Got it pretty well slick. Don't have any, I mean, you can put side saddle mounts on this to hold ammunition. You can put sleeves over the stock to hold ammunition too. These are all things you can add on, but I kind of just like it slick. So I just keep it like this right here. Another look here at this sling attachment. But anyway, this is my kind of my one gun that I'm going to grab if it all goes sideways. So anyway, I hope you guys got a little information out of this video. Hope you guys are having a good night. And if you guys got any questions, you can certainly put them down in the comments. I'll try to answer them the best I can. I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers out there. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Hope you guys are getting some information, some entertainment out of my videos here. I do enjoy sharing what I know. I hope it helps some folks out. But anyway, this is my just one gun video. This is Modern Refugee. I hope you guys have a great night.